What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's going on with NIO, Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening to the market so far and what you should be watching for as time progresses, and why tomorrow is going to be a massive day for the entire stock market because we have two major events that are going to affect how the market moves. We have the FOMC minutes, which is going to give us more insights from Jerome Powell and the Fed's policies. And then after that, we have Nvidia's earnings, which is going to have a big effect on the tech sector, and it's going to affect NIO and all these different stocks in the markets. Before I break anything down about why on earth that is, what you should be watching for as time progresses, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire community as a whole. So, anyways, let's talk about the market. Let's talk about what's happening to NIO. NIO is up 5.62% for the day, which is not bad whatsoever. And part of why we ended up seeing this is because we got another affirmation from NIO's co-founder, as he's saying that NIO has insane growth potential, and he was dismissing a lot of the claims that NIO is going to go out of business. So there are these rumors coming out, and the shorts are just trying to bring NIO down, and they keep saying NIO is basically going out of business. NIO is not going to do well and this and that. However, he came out and said that NIO will not go out of business, and there's absolutely no possibility of it going out of business. And he said that investors should feel assured to experience and buy NIO's cars. He also mentioned other factors and other things about why the company's future is very bright and why there still is so much potential in their growth. He also mentioned that their deliveries are likely going to be very, very high for the third quarter at 55 to 57,000. And we're likely going to see it just continue to grow, seeing more and more growth year over year. So, that being said, that's going to be very, very interesting to be watching for. And I think that with all of this coming out, right, for the second quarter and looking at their sales and etc., I think that we'll be waiting to see what happens during their Q3 earnings very soon. And I'm still very optimistic with this growth potential. I think deliveries will continue to grow for them, and NIO will eventually find ways to improve their margins. Now, for tomorrow, we have other very, very big factors that are going to affect NIO in the markets. As a reminder, we have home sales coming out in the morning, but that's not going to be that significant. What's going to be more significant will be at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have the FOMC minutes. The minutes are going to be very important because of the fact that we're going to find out more about the Fed's policies, and we're going to find out more about the insights from the different Fed officials and Jerome Powell. And the Fed will give us more information about whether or not they're going to raise rates moving forward. And then moving forward, after all this data comes out from the Fed, expect some volatility for NIO in the markets at 2 o'clock p.m. tomorrow. That's once again an Eastern Standard Time. And then after the market closes, we have NVIDIA's earnings. This is going to be huge. I don't know if Nvidia is going to rocket and break to even higher all-time highs, because today they just broke the all-time highs. They could just keep going, or if this thing's about to get a big rug pull. I don't know, guys. We'll just have to wait and see. And the best thing to do is just be very patient and see how this is going to continue to move. So for NIO, how is NIO looking? NIO looks like it might actually see a bit more upside. We could try to tag this 200 EMA at the 4-hour time frame around 8.2. Then I anticipate a small rejection and think NIO might come back down after like tagging this. So we could push a little bit higher, especially with the market, but then things could change after that. Now I just want to break down the charts on SPY. I was telling everyone that SPY was in a range, okay, between 448 and 452. If we broke 452, expect some more upside. We called out the daily time frames, nice looking unfilled gap. So we had this gap on SPY. I think that we came very close to, I think we just filled the bottom gap. I'm not sure about the top one, but basically it doesn't matter because between 455 and the 457s, we tend to have very tight resistance up here. You can see how much SPY struggled in the past to break out of this. So this could be a possible signal of a pivot point unless we just continue to break out. And whether or not we reject will depend on Nvidia's earnings and also what the Fed ends up saying. So we'll be watching 455 to the 457s on SPY. Do we reject from here and come back down to fill the gap, or do we keep going? It's going to depend on the Fed and etc. I think the market's going to hold up in the morning, but then we're going to see some more volatility depending on the Fed during the FOMC minutes reports. This is once again an on paper report of the FOMC meeting, and we're going to find out more information about it. And then also Nvidia's earnings, we'll see what this causes for SPY. It's all coming out tomorrow, so it's a very big day. This is going to be a make or break for the markets. This might launch the market higher after Nvidia's earnings, or we could get a rug pull. Market might start coming down. We'll just have to wait and see. For Tesla, this is very boring right now. It's been pretty stuck today. It started to catch up with the market towards the end of the day, but it was just stuck trading sideways. For Tesla, watch 232 as support and then 230 as a key support as well. If we lose 230, we have the daily 20 EMA around 230 I'm sorry, 227. That's going to be the next level to watch for. If we lose that, we could turn more bearish, but as of right now, we're holding up. And we also have a potential. Let me pull up the hourly just to show you this. A possible inverse cup and handle on Tesla, which could lead to downside. No guarantees yet, though. It's going to depend on Nvidia's earnings and the Fed. Look for a pop tomorrow, and we'll see what the Fed causes. If the Fed causes downside, we could see Tesla tag 227 again. If not, it is what it is. And then Nvidia's earnings will be another factor, so we'll just wait for that. On Aapl, we're kind of stationary, trading flat, not really doing a whole lot. We'll see if we continue to push up to 192 to 192.5 tomorrow and then trade sideways. I think that we're going to see this thing trade a little sideways up here, but then we'll watch and see what happens with the Fed. Moving forward with Nvidia, it is continuing to break out, push and push and push higher. But tomorrow is going to be all about earnings. Excuse me. It could push a little higher approaching earnings. Then once earnings come out, okay, if we're at like 510 or so, we might see that push Nvidia all the way up to about 550 because the market's expecting a 40-point move. It doesn't always happen. Like during the last earnings, it didn't happen, but we are expecting a big move, or Nvidia could get a rug pull. And if Nvidia gets rug pulled, it's going to likely tag at least the 200 EMA on the hourly, and we could see some more downside. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens during earnings. It's very important to be patient and to be very careful during times like this. Finally, I just wanted to add that for NIO, NIO is once again trading very flat. The hourly is looking a little weak. It might actually push a little higher and just try to get back up towards that 8.2 area and then reject. So I think that there could be a little bit more upside, a small pop to the upside, then another rejection. I think that that's very probable for the chart right now. You can see that NIO is forming a potential bull flag right now, especially on the 30 minutes time frame. And with that bull flag, we could get one more pop attempt towards like 8.2. 8 to 8.2 should be tested in a rejection. I think that can happen again. We might see NIO pop and drop going into tomorrow. And then we're going to be watching to see what the FOMC minutes causes at 2 and what NVIDIA's earnings ends up causing. So we're going to be watching that very carefully. And we will see, look for a little pop and a drop, and we'll see what the other pieces of data cause. The QQQ is about to get a bullish cross on the PPO, but there were times where we got it and it didn't always like pump as much, like this instant right here. So even though we have this bearish divergence developing, doesn't guarantee anything. If Nvidia and the FOMC minutes pump the markets more, QQQ could be approaching 392.5 to 395. If we get a rug pull, we could see this come back down below 385. It all depends on the Fed and etc. So we'll be watching that very, very carefully. We'll be waiting to see what the Fed causes. On the daily, it's becoming very overbought. So we actually broke all the highs we've made since 2022, it appears. Every high since, actually, I think this is like since like March of this year. No, it's actually since the 2022s. So we're insanely strong on the QQQ, just going up like crazy. We have this resistance right here at 392. That's the level we mentioned. There's also resistance right here at 395 and then 400. Are we about to pump all the way up to 400 and then reject or not? I'm not as sure how high we're going to go. What I can tell you is we look bullish right now, and there could be more upside coming. So we'll just have to see what happens with these catalysts. I don't know if we're going to try to approach all-time highs and then reject or not. We'll just have to wait and see. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. I want to thank you all so much for listening. I hope this video was insightful and helpful. And with that being said, have a great day, and I will most definitely see you guys in the next one. Thanks again for all of your attentions and anything like that. once again, if you have any questions, just leave them down below in the comment section. And I just want everyone to take care. All right. So once again, thank you again and peace out.